Good morning students, welcome to the English class. Today we are going to discuss a very important topic of the English grammar, that is tenses. And you all are quite familiar of it and you all are studying it from the primary classes. So let us first of all see the chart of tenses. And as we all know that there are three types of tenses. First is present tense, then past tense and then future tense. And after this bifurcation, present, past and future, individually all these three tenses are having four subparts. Let us see that here in the present tense, it is having simple present tense, then present continuous tense, then present perfect and present perfect continuous tense. In the same manner, past tense is also having the simple past tense, simple past tense, then past continuous tense, then past perfect tense, then past perfect continuous tense. And in the same manner, future tense is also having all these four bifurcations. That is, first is simple future tense, then future continuous, then future perfect, and then future perfect continuous. Now let us see them one by one, discuss them. Okay. Now first is simple present tense. Let us see where to use it, how to use it, and when to use it, and what are the basic rules of it. Okay. And before discussing the simple present tense, we all must know the three persons of the grammar. First person includes I in the singular form and we in the plural form. And in the second person, you is being used in both singular and plural form. And in the third person, he, she and it are used for the singular form and they is used for the plural form. So these all are the three persons that we will discuss in the rules of tenses, so be careful about them. When I say along with any tense that first person plus this, second person plus this, then don't get confused. Okay, now let us discuss the simple present tense. So when in the subject I, we, you or they is there, then helping verb do will be there, and if the subject will be he, she and it are there or any name in place of them, then does helping verb will be there, and after this the main verb will be used and the first form of that main verb will be used. Okay, now let us discuss about the uses of present tense, simple present tense. So the simple present tense is used to denote all the habitual actions and the action that takes place immediately. Okay, so for the habitual actions and immediate actions we use simple present tense. Okay, and here you all must know the formula of simple present tense, that is subject plus helping verb plus main verb, and the main verb will be used in the first form. Okay, then in affirmative sentences, affirmative means the simple sentences, subject is I, we, you, they, then the helping verb will be do and the main verb will be there. Okay, then if the subject will be he, she and it, then the helping verb will be does and the main verb in its first form will be used. But in the negative sentences, some changes are required so that the sentence can be recognized as negative one. So if the subject I, we, you and they are there, then do along with do not will be used, means the helping verb will take not also, means not, then the main verb will be there, as you can see here in the slide. And if the subject is he, she or it, then it will take not with the does helping verb and then main verb will be there. So these are the basic rules for simple present tense. So you all just remind that for the negative contractions, do plus not can be shortly written as don't and does plus not can be written in short form as doesn't. And in the affirmative sentences, as I have told you, the simple formula will be followed, that is if I, we, you and they are there, then do helping verb will be used along with the main verb, and if he, she or it are there, then does helping verb will be used along with the main verb. And if the question sentences are there, if an interrogative sentence is there, then first of all the helping verb will come, do will come along with I, we, you, they, and does will come along with he, she or it. But keep in mind that after the subject main verb will be there, and before the subject helping verb will be there in the interrogative sentences. Now let us discuss the keywords of simple present tense. The keywords of simple present tense are everyday, daily, mostly, generally, usually, casually, normally, regularly, always, often, rarely, sometimes, seldom, hardly, on Sunday, ever, never, first, and then. All these, etc., all these are the keywords. Means if you will find these words in a sentence, then you can easily recognize that they are the simple present tense. Let us talk about where it is used. So basically we are discussing its usage. So the simple present tense is used for all habitual actions, or an action that always happens, or future planned action, proverbs, saying of a great person, historical events, universal truths, or conditional clauses. So all these are the usage of simple present tense. Now let us talk about the second part of present tense, that is present continuous tense. So here the helping verb will be changed. Along with the subjects I am helping verb will be used, then the first form of the verb will be used along with ing. Okay, and if the subjects are we, you, or they, means plural, then are helping verb will be used, and after that first form of the verb plus ing will be used. And if the subjects are he, she, or it, or we can say the singular third person are there, then is helping verb will be there along with the first form of verb plus ing will be included in the sentence. Okay, now let us see its formula. Then first of all the subject will be there, then helping verb, then main verb plus ing. Okay, or we can say the ing form of the verb will be used. Okay, and what is its usage? It denotes an action that is happening now, a live action, means what you can see that it is going on, means this particular work is going on. At that time the present continuous tense is being used. Now let us discuss the verb forms in the present continuous tense. So first form is speak, then plural form of speak is speaks, then continuous form or ing form is speaking, then second form is spoke, and third form is spoken. Okay, and in the same manner I have taken another word, that is shine. Es or s form is shines, then ing form is shining, then second form is shown, and third form of this verb is shown. Okay, so the formula is of present continuous tense is, I have told you earlier also, that is subject plus helping verb plus main verb plus ing form. Okay, so let us discuss some of the examples to make it more clear. That is, I am speaking English. So I is subject here, am is helping verb, and speaking is the main verb. Then English is the object. And in the second sentence, you are speaking English. So you is the subject, then helping verb are is here, and then the main verb, that is speaking. And English will be treated as the object. Now let's see the third sentence. She is speaking English. So here she is the subject, then is the helping verb, speaking is the main verb, means first form of the verb plus ing, then English is the object. Okay, so this is all about the present continuous tense. Now let us discuss about the affirmative sentences. Now let us discuss, if in the affirmative sentence, if the subject is I, then helping verb am will be used and main verb with ing will be used. And if the subject is we, you or they, then are helping verb will use along with them, then the main verb plus ing. And if the subject is he, she or it, then the helping verb is it will be used and main verb will be the main verb plus ing. Okay, and in the negative sentences the helping verb will remain same but not will come along with the helping verb. Suppose along with I am and not plus main verb plus ing. In the same manner, we, you, they, then we will use are with them and not to make it negative and then main verb. And after that, he, she, it, and if he, she or it is there in the subject, then is will be used as the helping verb along with not to make it negative and the main verb plus ing. Now let us see the negative contractions and positive contractions in present continuous tense. So am plus not will be written as amn't, and are plus not as aren't, and is plus not as isn't. Okay, then in the positive form, I plus am will be written am, we plus are we are. So in these forms you just can see that the short form of these things, or we can say the contraction form, will be used. Now let us see the difference between the affirmative sentence plus question, means interrogative sentences. So if the subject is I, then helping verb am will be used along with it, and then the main verb plus ing form. And if the subject is we, you or they, then helping verb are will be used along with the main verb plus ing. And if the subjects are the third person singular, that is he, she or it, then helping verb is will be used along with that, and the main verb plus ing form will be used in the present continuous tense. And if the statement is or sentence is interrogative one, means the question sentence is there, then the helping verb will come in the first part in place of the subject, and subject will take the place of helping verb. So am will come first, then I, then the main verb plus ing will be there. And in the same manner, are, we, you or they plus the main verb plus ing, and is, first of all is, then he, she, it, then the main verb, then automatically the sentence will become the interrogative one. Now let us move towards the present continuous keywords. So by looking towards these words in a sentence, you can easily recognize that the particular sentence is in continuous part of the tense. Look, listen, at the moment, at present, presently, now, right now, and etc. Okay, so keep this in mind. And it is used to express an action that is happening at the moment of speaking, means the live action, or happening around the moment of speaking. It means not live action, but it is happening right now. Okay, and going to happen in future, so definitely if it will definitely takes place. Therefore we usually say that we are going for holiday this winters. Okay, so means definitely it is going to take place in the future. So irritating the speaker so happens more number of times than also this tense is being used. Okay, now let us move towards present perfect tense. So here you just keep in mind that the subjects are the same, I, we, you, they, he, she and it, but the helping verb will change. So you just notice that has helping verb is used only with the third person singular, that is he, she or it, and with rest of the other subjects, that is I, we, you or they, have helping verb will be used. And then the main verb will be used, and the third form of that main verb will be used along with it. So what will be the formula for present perfect tense? subject plus helping verb plus third form of the main verb. Then what is its usage? It denotes an action that happened already, recent past action. Okay, now let us move forward. Present perfect forms of the verb, as I have discussed earlier also, that basically three forms of verbs are there: first form, second form and third form, plus the fourth form is considered as the use of s or es along with the main verb, and the fifth form is ing is been used with the first form of the verb. Okay, now let us see the formula along with the example. If I say that I have spoken English, so the subject will be I, helping verb will be have, and main verb will be spoken, means the third form of speak, spoken English. So the sentence will become I have spoken English. And let us take another example, that is he has spoken English. So along with he, as he is the third person singular, therefore has helping verb will be used along with it, and the sentence will become he has spoken English. Here also the third form of the main verb will be used. Now let us see what is the formation of the sentence in affirmative sentence, means the simple sentences, and in the negative sentences. So in the affirmative sentences, the helping verb will be used, as I have told you earlier in the rule, that along with the subjects I, we, you or they, have helping verb will be used, and with he, she or it, has helping verb will be used, and the third form of the main verb will be used in the last. And in the negative sentences, if I, we, you and they are there, then the helping verb have is used along with not to make it negative, and then the third form of the main verb will be used. And if the subjects are he, she or it, then helping verb has will be used along with them, and to make it negative, not will be used along with has, and then main verb's third form will be used. Now let's see the negative contractions and positive contractions. Have not will be written as haven't, and has not will be written as hasn't. I have, we have, you have, they have, he has, she has, and it has will be written like this, as you can see on the screen. Now let us see the change in the interrogative sentences in present perfect tense. So affirmative sentences I have already discussed, that the subject plus helping verb has or have will be used, and then the main verb's third form. And in the interrogative sentences, we just bring the main helping verb in the front, then the subject, and then the main verb, as usual as we do in the present simple, continuous, and similar we will do in the present perfect tense also. Let me show you some of the keywords of present perfect tense, that is recently, already, just now, just before, so far, since, for, how long, and etc. means such type of words are usually used in present perfect tense, so you can easily recognize a sentence. Now let us move towards the use of present perfect tense. And we all know that it is used to express an action that happened already in the past, happened recently using adverb of time, or happened once or a number of times earlier. So these all are the situations where present perfect tense can be used. Now let us talk about present perfect continuous tense. So earlier we have seen the three parts of simple present tense. This is the last one. And you just see, when the subjects I, we, you or they will be there, then the helping verb have been will be used, then main verb. Okay. And if the subjects will be he, she or it, then the helping verb has been will be used with it. Okay. So the formula will be subject plus helping verb, then the main verb plus ing form of the verb. And what is its usage? It denotes an action that has started in the past until it is happening. Now, let us see the affirmative and negative use of it. So, affirmative will have the same formula for the sentence, the same sentence formation, that subject plus helping verb, then the main verb. And in the negative, what we are going to use, we will use not with the helping verb. So, if the subject will be I, we, you, and they, then the helping verb have not been will be used, and then the main verb. And if the subject will be he, she, or it, then has not been helping verb will be used, and then the main verb. Now we will discuss about the affirmative and interrogative structure of a sentence. Okay, so affirmative will remain the same sentence structure for the simple sentence. Then in the interrogative structure, the helping verb will come in the first position. So first of all, what will be the sentence structure? First of all, we will use the helping verb, then the subject, and then the main verb. Only we have to keep in mind that which helping verb we have to use. We have to use have been along with the subject I, we, you, or they, and has been with the he, she, and it, and after that the main verb. Let's talk about the keywords to be used with the present perfect continuous tense. That they are since, for, lately, whole, how long, and such